What happens when you take the wizarding wonder of Hogwarts and mix it with the whimsical fantasy of Narnia and combine that with every drug known to man and shake it until it is completely unrecognizable? Let me introduce you to one of my favorite shows from the 2010s. The Magicians. Be honest, I'm mostly making this video because I've been pestering Danny to react to this show for like 2 years, and so this is my final ditch attempt to at least get him to check out the first episode. If you've made it here from the Otaku's Anonymous community, thank you so much for checking the video out. It really means the world to me. And thank you for checking out Nick and Danny's content. It helps keep my family fed, so it probably means even more. Any constructive criticism will be appreciated, so be sure to let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoyed this and want to see more. But with all that out of the way, let's get into episode 1. So immediately this already gives me a ton of questions about this show. Mostly, how the fuck did this guy walk out of a glowing portal in the middle of the street with its own sun and a garden inside of it, and no one notices? Is there some type of field to keep the non-magicians from seeing? Or is this just New York City and no one gives a shit about anything?
There you are.
You're late. I have a school to run.
There are more important things.
You have been gone actually for 3 seconds. I'm sure the school will be fine.
It's happening.
What the fuck? Am I the only person who finds moths, especially one that big, fucking terrifying? One, I'm fine, it's gross, whatever, but if you put 1,000 of those in a small confined area, I don't think I would go in there for $1 million.
They're not even at break bills yet.
I know. Get them there.
Steal the kids.
You still have an eye on our boy, don't you?
Yes?
Great. Great.
Not exactly.
Why not?
Did you not hear me say I have a magical school to run? Last week, a kid turned himself inside out during homeroom. It took me 3 whole days to figure out how to reverse it without having to touch him. Just so y'all know, this is what happens when you spend all of your formative years practicing sleight of hand to try to impress women. You'll wind up in a mental institution.
Wow. Nice trick. Well, I'm sure you're a hit at parties.
Fire this woman immediately. Why would you put down a guy that's inside of a mental institution? How does she still have this job?
It's not sleight of hand if you're going to use CGI. Well, I'm sorry, it's just that's insulting to anyone who's ever done any kind of close-up magic, so...
Pro tip, as someone who also struggles with wanting to hijack conversations into their special interest, don't do that, or at least learn to pick your targets better. This dude walked up to 2 women at a college party and started talking about being insulted as a sleight of hand practitioner. Brother, these women were insulted you thought this would work. Pretty sure this party takes place at Quentin's house, though it would be really funny if he just found a random room filled with nerd shit and was like, alright, I know where I'm gonna be.
So he knew that he would have trouble convincing his brother and sister that this was no fantasy.
How much more do you have to prove than walking into the back of a clock that has no back area and disappearing? Like, what else do you need to do?
It is here that our story begins. But be warned, this adventure is no mere children's tale.
No, but for real, several trigger warnings are necessary if you want to enjoy the show. Obviously, Quentin's character is already struggling from mental health, but looking at a list of trigger warnings, the show also covers like sexual assault, pedophilia, and animal cruelty. I personally think that the show handles these themes with the respect and weight that they deserve, but I also haven't been traumatized by any of this stuff, so just a heads up if this is stuff that bothers you.
Where'd you go? Yeah, the girl in the rainbow shorts.
Yeah, you just missed her.
Obviously, they just had wild sex in front of these 2 glass doors that the entire party can see through, and now Quinn's just chilling here reading some Narnia.
Not my type.
Dude, she was wearing a unicorn t-shirt.
Julia, I don't think someone wearing a unicorn t-shirt means that they are into the Chronicles of Narnia.
Have you no decency?
Not even a little.
Excellent.
What the fuck, guys? He's a broke college student. I'm surprised that mattress wasn't already laying flat on the ground, but he definitely can't afford to fix it. Quinn's like, oh my god, they have the exact replica from the 1979 movie tie-in. Meanwhile, there's just a corpse over there in the corner.
Well, he's dead.
How incredibly helpful.
By the look of him, he was a big...
Sorry?
Why'd you kill him?
No, Jesus.
I know this is the same woman we saw in the beginning, but you think if she's trying to, like, impersonate a paramedic, she might act like one a little bit?
Wait! I think he left something for you.
How are neither of them questioning that this woman is A, acting weird as fuck, and B, seems to know what some dead guy wanted to do with some random shit laying around in his office?
Fillory and Further, Book 6, The Magicians. Look at the date, 1952.
Alright, please.
There are 5 Fillory books, Julia. 5.
Yeah, I know. Quentin, everyone knows.
I can only imagine that this must be what it's like to find a note from Oda himself telling you what the One Piece is, which apparently can happen now.
There's always been rumors of a 6th book that
And
disappeared.
those are just some stupid rumors off a super fan message board. Come on, don't be naive.
I've checked all the message boards, Julia. I created most of them. I am Fillory Fan 95. I can't show the whole clip because of copyright, but Quentin is entirely too calm about apparently falling into the Hogwarts back rooms. He was just walking down a dark alley and then all of a sudden found himself in the middle of the day on a sprawling campus. I'd be convinced I just had a psychic break. Like, Julie just walked out of an elevator that doesn't exist anymore. How is no one screaming? Never mind. This dude seems cool as fuck. His vibes seem immaculate. I don't think I'd be stressed out around him.
Okay, what is this place?
Brakebills University. You've been offered a preliminary exam for entry into the graduate program.
Am I hallucinating?
Honestly, valid question.
If you were, how would asking me help?
Honestly, valid response. Well played.
Now, your only job is to pass the examination before you.
Dude can't even take off a sweater without looking like a dweeb. They're doing you so dirty, Quentin.
Regrettably, you failed the written exam. I'm here to prepare you to go home.
What?
It's all right. We'll provide an alibi for your missing time.
This would actually break me. What do you mean you brought me here and taught me that magic actually exists, but I missed too many questions on the changing calculus exam and now I have to leave? You would have to drag me out of here kicking and screaming.
Do the goddamn magic! Stop it!
I don't know which is funnier in this scene, the Dean's line delivery or that Quentin sounded like he just busted in his pants.
And my apologies for the rocky road. We certainly didn't intend for Bob to die on you.
The alumni guy. He works for you. Was he murdered?
You better fucking hope not, Quentin. That paramedic labeled you as the prime suspect.
Snuck a box of Oreos.
Magicians can't eat Oreos.
Diabetics can't have Oreos.
Thank God. If I had to choose between magic and never eating another Oreo, I would choose magic. But come on, that would fucking suck.
Are you my,
Whatever, me.
This is probably my favorite character in the show. He's got the coolest magic power with like the best representation of that power that I've ever seen. But more on that later if I keep making these. Comment and like if you guys want to see that.
Good morning, professors. Physical kids, telekinesis.
This is one of those aspects of the show that just makes it really unique and memorable for me. Instead of a wand gesture or a phrase being the key to casting magic, you have to use highly detailed hand movements, very similar to like casting jutsu in early Naruto, except it actually sticks around through the entire run of the show.
At the exam, each of you did magic. What was inside you was coaxed.
The Dean definitely coaxed something out of Quinn, but I don't know if it was magic.
The answer is yes. Till you pass out, and then again when you wake up.
Did you just remember?
Nah, it's just a guess.
Okay, that was a lucky guess. Say that to a girl who's not actually into you and you're getting the cops called on you.
She's not Julia.
Why? What happened?
If I knew, would I need high and mighty mega genius you back here? It's her birthday. I'm sure you forgot that too.
This is honestly entirely Hogwarts' fault. I don't care if it was her hurting herself that caused her to remember through the mind wipe. You cannot expose someone to magic and think that they'll just do okay when you put them back in the real world.
Online, and there's a video of George Bush they keep taking down. He's drunk and he's laughing. He's making magic air ripples.
And your point is?
Doesn't mean you have potential.
Ouch.
This is tough because I think both of these characters are wrong here. Quentin has spent most of his life believing that this stuff is real, so it makes sense that he would be a quicker learner and like way more of a natural at it. Julie is exactly where Quentin was days ago before he knew Hogwarts was a real thing, and now that he's certain that it is, he's fine with gatekeeping her out of it just because she wasn't as into it as him. I know I said this show handles essay in a respectful way. I was thinking of a plot point further on down the line. I did not remember this.
How does it feel to know that I can do whatever I want to you?
Start screaming. I know you were in a loud bar that was playing music, but someone that's got to be able to hear you, please. I get that you're probably surprised after making electric claws for the first time. Be surprised after you cut this dude in half.
What the hell was that? What are you, some kind of crazy psycho rapist?
Hey, no, I would never.
That is not the vibe I was picking up when you were talking. You were way too calm and comfortable about this.
We've been watching you for quite a while now.
Who's we?
I'm guessing that this scene was to show that Julie is willing to go to any lengths to learn magic. She's willing to interact with these creepy, possibly rapey people. But I just feel like there was a better way that you could have gotten that point across. Again, these people are way too cool with being teleported into the middle of fucking nowhere.
Funny thing about Fillory, you don't really decide when to go. It decides. You deserve to.
So him putting down his best friend and making her feel crazy is what he does to deserve entrance in the Fillory? Okay.
You're stuck firm to that path. It's going to kill you. Do you understand?
No, I don't understand.
Stop talking, you child.
Excuse me? You are a 16-year-old fictional girl.
Shut up, this is a dream, and you are a fictional English schoolgirl stuck in my head from a book.
Fucking tell her, Quentin.
I know that symbol, what is it?
Find out, won't you?
Ouch. Are you trying to recruit this kid or torture him?
Hey, you were looking for something in the cafe the other day? There was a page with a symbol.
Go away.
Wait.
This has to be the creepiest shit ever from Alice's perspective. Quentin just runs up to her out of nowhere like, hey, you know that one interaction we had that lasted like 3 seconds? I looked at the book that you were looking at, memorized it, and I branded that image onto my hand. Yes, now no one can overhear you. You took 4 steps off the path.
What does it mean?
Contact the other side.
The other side was like seance shit.
Summoning technically, but yes.
Because nothing bad ever happens when you waken the dead. They fucking love that. Let's just make sure he's stuck in the room with us.
Look, I don't want to get kicked out. And I really don't want to be the guy who dies in the first 10 minutes of the movie because he's like, you know what? Let's take out the Ouija board. What could possibly go wrong?
Finally, someone smart in a horror scenario. Obviously, this is a terrible idea.
Do you want to cheat off my labs, huh? Do you want to tutor? Do you want to get straight A's? I can do that for you. So just help me with this. Okay, for some reason you're involved, so be involved.
It's gonna be pretty hard to care about getting straight A's while being possessed by a demon, but go off, King. Alice being the typical fearless hero, while Quentin is always portrayed as a damsel in distress, is one of the best parts of the early Magicians. She was just always calling him a giant pussy.
Look, I gather you guys need some extra hands or something. Yes, I can. Yes, I have. Yes, everything you think is so boring, I replace it with dubstep.
This is the cool part of Penny's powers early on. He's an unbelievably powerful psychic, but he cannot control when his powers are on or off. I think I have it rough sometimes, trapped inside my own ADHD mind. If I had everyone's thoughts in the area streamed directly into my skull with no way to turn it off, I don't think I'd last a week. Y'all live in an actual magical world, performed a real ritual to summon a spirit, and when it didn't pop out like a ghost immediately and go boo, you all just assumed that it didn't work? Come on.
This is what, exactly?
This is the real world, babe.
You cannot be following the dude who tried to use magic to strip you into an abandoned factory building, Julia. Where are your survival instincts?
So, for instance, this first device.
And this is why you don't play with Ouija boards, kids. You get stuck in a time vortex. Oh, fuck no. The Mothman's here and he's doing his little dancey dance. What magical spell was that? He just ripped that dude's spine out his ass. The Mothman is just trying to get his Mangekyo Sharingan. That makes sense. No big deal, guys. They trade eyes like playing cards in Naruto. I'm sure it'll be fine. See, his eyes are smiling.
Quentin Coldwater. There you are.
Tough break for the guy fresh out the mental hospital to be face to face with a horror that can barely be comprehended, but this is just not one of those warm and fuzzy shows. And that is everything from episode 1. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps with the motivation to keep doing all this stuff. And also leave a comment pestering Danny to react to the show. Again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.